Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pop Cult X, your go-to podcast, video podcast, YouTube podcast, whatever you want to call it, for all things pop culture from our Gen X point of view. My name is Danny, and along with Gabriel, we're your host here with the mostesses, because we like to quote Beetlejuice around here. But anywho, Gabe, how are you?
Doing good, Danny. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. I heard you guys had a little bit of a tremor down there in San Diego this past week.
We had an earthquake. It was pretty cool. I was at work on my day job when it started shaking, and I think this is the second earthquake I've ever been in. So it was kind of cool.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that you're not originally from California, so you're not really accustomed to the earthquakes.
Right. I'm from Arizona, so never had an earthquake in Arizona that I could feel or that I can recall. So this is a pretty unusual behavior for my city to have an earthquake. So it was fun. It was some of the people got a little scared, but it was nothing really big happened. I did one of my figurines around here fell off. I just realized, like, I came into this room and Wolverine was on the floor in pieces. So
no, in pieces. Yeah. Uh-oh.
It's one of those collectibles that you can kind of pull apart. They're held by magnets.
Oh, okay, I see.
I just put it back together, but I guess it was strong enough to have it fall off the wall.
It wasn't magnets, Gabe. It's adamantium.
Come
on. Did you take a picture of it in pieces and say "we will rebuild" or something?
I didn't. My instincts were to immediately help Wolverine get back together.
There you go. You're a true X-Men at heart.
Yeah.
So besides the earthquake, well, my in-laws moved up to Julian, which is where the epicenter was.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they were at home for that, and it was a pretty interesting experience. They were all scared, at least the ones that were there, and they said it was shaking. The house was shaking, but no major damage. So,
yeah, luckily everyone's all right. I don't think that there was any damage that was really done. It was just kind of a scary reminder that we live in California and then earthquakes can happen here.
Yep, and that the big one could happen at any moment, and you could have beachfront property soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Well, besides rocking and rolling with the earthquake, what else have you been up to this past week?
Well, I continue to do that AMC. I took advantage of that AMC program where you pay like $5 and you go and see a movie that's been unreleased.
Oh, okay.
I think I've talked about that here before. Yeah. I saw a couple films so far that were pretty good. And this last Monday, I went, and the movie that they were showing was called On Swift Horses. It's sort of like a romance drama movie. It's with Jacob Elordi, and the main actress is Daisy Edgar Jones. And Will Poulter. He's from Guardians of the Galaxy and some other Marvel movies. Sasha Gaia is in it. She played Supergirl in the Flash movie, and also Diego Calva. So there was a lot of really good actors in it. It takes place in San Diego, of all things. So it was kind of interesting. I don't think they actually filmed it in San Diego because I didn't recognize any of the spots, but it's supposed to be in San Diego. It starts in Kansas and then they move to San Diego, and it takes place during, I think, in like the 50s. So it's not that I would recognize any of the places anyway, but from the 50s. But it was still kind of cool that it took place in San Diego, and a good chunk of it takes place actually in Las Vegas. So it was really interesting. It's the lead, Jacob Elordi, has, I guess you could call it two romantic partners. The first one played by Daisy, the second one played by Diego. So that was a little bit different for some people in the audience. I had some guys that were in the audience that walked in with their MAGA hats on.
Oh gosh.
And so when the main character starts getting intimate with another actor, they're like, nope. And they like walked out of the theater. So it was kind of funny, which is like, if you're easily offended by things, why would you go see a movie that you don't know what it's going to be?
Right.
If you want to see, Christian values or whatever, go watch a Christian movie. But if you're up for anything, which, obviously I am, that's why I like this AMC program. I'm into any type of movie. Don't do it if you're going to get, shocked or,
Yeah,
uh,
absolutely. Yeah.
angry by the subject matter. So, but outside of that, it's a really good movie. It's really cinematic. It's really dramatic, and gambling, it has kind of a thematic role in it. The Jacob Elordi's character is sort of like a hustler in Vegas, and the main character, played by Daisy, starts betting on horses and making money off of horse races.
Okay.
So that's where the name comes from of the film. Really interesting movie. Really, kind of. I thought it was really good. The acting was great. So I would recommend it. I don't think it's come out yet, but when it does, I definitely would recommend people going to check it out. It's based on a book as well. So
Okay.
if you're a fan of the book, I suppose if you've read the book, you can see it be brought to life in this film.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
I wonder the program that the AMC program, um, because you're watching films in San Diego. Wasn't there another movie you watched recently that was also set in San Diego?
Oh God, I don't remember. Oh yes, it was. Um,
The bank robbery one or something, right?
Nicotine. No, no, not nicotine.
Novocaine.
Novocaine. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Novocaine
like,
was based in San Diego.
I wonder if they do it. Each city gets something different, and the movies they pick for those cities are geared towards maybe being relevant toward that city, or if it's just a coincidence. I don't know.
It's just a coincidence because we go online and we wait for people in New York to see the film, and then they post it online. So we actually have known for some of the films what we're going to see because we go online to check it out
You're
from
cheating the system. I see.
So we are cheating the system. So I knew that it was going to be this film and what the film was going to be about. So I wasn't shocked by any of the interactions that occurred between the actors, because I knew that that was going to happen. So, however, yeah, some people were not so
Clutching their
lucky.
pearls and walking out.
Yeah, yeah, their monocle popped off, and they're like, "Oh my!"
I can just picture that the monocle, the
Yeah, their
Monopoly
magic hat
man.
popped off their head.
It went woo.
Yeah. It was just so funny. Like I knew that once they saw them walking in and they were like older men with their like I said with the MAGA hat on, I was like, oh, they're gonna jet from here so fast once they see what it's about. Like, there's no way they're gonna sit, through this movie. And sure enough, they got up and walked out. So to each their own, I suppose.
Oh no, good riddance for them. Get
Yeah,
get them out of there. They don't need to enjoy good cinema.
yeah. No,
That's cool.
it was really good. Yeah, like I said, I'd recommend it. I'm kind of interested in reading the book because there is some parts of the character's backstory that I think obviously the book would delve into a little bit deeper,
Mhm.
and I would understand the relationships a bit more. Whereas the film kind of brushed the surface of the relationships. So I am kind of interested in reading the book, so I might add that to my list, which is kind of long right now. I've got a lot of stuff that I have to read, but I might be reading that.
That's cool. Yeah, there's I watched a film recently that was also based on a book that I want to read now too. Now that you mentioned based on a book, and that's The Electric State, the Russo brothers' new film
Oh, okay,
with Chris Pratt and Millie Bobby Brown, and Woody Harrelson does a voice in there.
yeah,
And it if you don't know the premise of it, it's basically like a retro futuristic tech. It's set in the mid '90s too, which I think is really cool.
yeah,
And it's gotten mixed reviews online, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it
yeah,
was really fun. I mean, it has all that you would want from an action adventure film,
yeah.
right? So I enjoyed it. I didn't have any issues with it. I hear people were complaining that it didn't not live up to, but didn't follow the book as a guess. The
Okay,
book is by Simon Stalhang, I think. Stalenhag, I don't know how you pronounce his name. But so that's a book maybe I'll pick up to read as well. But the film was good. I
yeah.
enjoyed it. I recommend it.
It kind of reminds me of like what's that Ready Player One? Is that
Exactly. Yeah. In a way, yeah.
I don't know why, but like I was getting that sort of vibe from it. And that one's also based off of a book.
Hmm.
So
One of my favorite books too. I really like that book.
yeah. So I mean, I think it's cool that there's such a nostalgia for like the 90s right now.
Hmm.
Uh, but it's kind of fun to be like, oh, we were there, we did it. And now these kids are trying to
Yeah.
like relive that whole thing. So speaking of nostalgia, I did you watch Coachella? Any of the performances for Coachella? No.
No, I did not.
So you missed out because one of the standouts was the Go-Go's performed,
Oh, really? Okay.
sort of from our generation. I think they're a
Yeah.
little bit maybe earlier,
Yeah.
kind of when we were a little bit younger, but they played and Billy Joe, I'm sorry, of Green Day joined them and
Oh,
played.
that's cool.
So that was really cool. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention who like the full-on star of Coachella was, which was Lady Gaga. I stayed up to watch her performance and it was amazing.
Wait, you said you stayed up? Did they televise it or what?
They televised it, yeah, on YouTube.
How come I don't know about these things? I would have watched it.
I should have told
It's a lot,
I
Gabe.
should yeah, I should have told you because I just assumed that maybe you knew. But yeah, they on YouTube you could go and look at the different stages
That is
and
so cool.
it was really cool. And it's they filmed it really well. Like they filmed it almost like, like if they were filming her concert for television.
It was a pretty good
There
production
were
value
some
then.
edits that were a little bit like choppy and like not the smoothest, but she did such a good job. Like the set was amazing. She basically created it like an opera style set
Oh, cool.
for
Okay.
the stage. Um, she had a multitude of dancers that were dancing, all of the choreography that we've come to expect from her.
Yeah.
Wardrobe changes, the wardrobe was amazing. The songs that she sang, she pretty much sang all of her new album,
Oh,
which
nice.
is
Okay.
crazy.
That's cool.
She did have a couple other songs mixed in. Um, Poker Face, Alejandro, Born This Way, a couple, I think like four or five, but for the most part, she sang the whole album and she sounded amazing. You could hear her during like downtimes in between songs, you could hear her breathing. So you know that she wasn't lip syncing,
Right,
which
right,
like
right.
never done, which is amazing that she's able to dance,
Hmm.
perform, play the piano, like do choreography, have these crazy garments on, and still sing live and
Oh,
sound
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. The breath control is
So
amazing. Yeah.
I would definitely go back. Like I don't know if they have the whole concert still on YouTube or if it's just clips, but you definitely have to see it. Especially she does. I want to say she does Abracadabra mixed into Bad Romance, maybe. I don't remember what song she does, but she sort of mixes it into
Yeah.
one of her older songs,
Like a
and
medley
it
type
just
of
it
deal.
sounded really cool. It's amazing. She just did a great job. I think she set the standard of like the best that you can do at Coachella. Prior to that, it was like maybe Beyonce
Mhm.
that really performed really well. But she created a whole new standard, I think. Like everyone's raving about how well she did. Variety Magazine, Rolling Stone. They're all just saying how amazing she did. So which is really cool. I don't know if she's gonna perform the second weekend. If she does, you might have an opportunity to see it again.
That's this coming weekend.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so
Interesting.
she
I'll have to
might
look it
be
up.
performing again. I don't know if she's gonna do if the main headliners perform twice, but if she does, you definitely have to check it out.
Now, I will do that. I'll look to see what I can find. But it gets me thinking though, and I think I already know your answer to this. When it comes to like festivals or concerts like that, do
Yeah,
you prefer the whole theatrics that you're talking about with Lady Gaga, or
yeah.
do you prefer if it's like a band, like say Green Day or something, and you just have the musicians on stage and that's all it is, and there's no distractions?
I don't know. It depends on the band. If the band is not like a pop band and they're just about their like music and the lyrics, then yes, I would kind of just like to see the band. Um, on a stage so large as Coachella, I think you have to bring some theatrics. You have to have
Okay.
like a set. Like it's so large. The audience is so large. You kind of have to bring
So the expectations are higher for a more elevated performance, I guess, right?
Right. Yeah. And I think even Green Day did that. They actually altered their lyrics a bit to take a swipe at MAGA
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to mention their support for Palestine. So um they just really depends, I guess, on the performer. Like I would love to see Christina Aguilera in like a small venue where it's just like her and a piano.
very intimate.
That would be great. I know she just did a performance in LA with the symphony, and that was amazing.
Oh wow, okay,
I've seen her a couple times. I would love to see her, like I said, just really pared down and just like hear her voice.
yeah,
But as far as the theatrics, I do love a theatrical show. Like I do love all the pomp and circumstance. Like that's what's so great about Lady Gaga is that she does bring like the vocals, the choreography, the theatrics, the all of it wrapped up together and does such a great job that it creates like a whole experience that is unmatched.
very cool. Okay,
What about you? Do you
just
like just the musicians or do
just
you
give
like
me some pyrotechnics and I'll be happy.
yeah. Well, when I saw Lady Gaga play Dodger Stadium, she had pyrotechnics
Hmm.
that were like for like a metal band. Like there was so
Exactly.
much
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Like I like you could feel the heat. Like it was
Hmm.
crazy. And I think deep down she has like a dark streak where she's a fan of like some like darker music because every once in a while, like I feel like I get a metal vibe from her
That's cool.
that is a little like of a
Yeah.
rocker.
Yeah, I
Uh,
can see that.
so yeah, so I watched that as well. That was pretty great.
That's cool. I'll have to go check that out.
Yeah, I was glad to be watching it from home because I'm just realized that I'm way too old to be like out in the middle of the desert and like taking a shower in a damn trailer and camping in my car. Like, no way. I'd much rather watch it on my television in the comforts of my own home.
It's funny you mentioned that, and I'm laughing because earlier today I was thinking about stuff that as we've grown older that maybe we don't enjoy or like to do as much as we were when we were younger.
Yeah,
And definitely going to big concerts and being in front of around large people, a group of people like that is one of them for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's uncomfortable now. It's just go being around a bunch of pushy people that are like pushing and knocking into you.
Hmm.
One is annoying. Two, drunk people is
Hmm.
annoying.
Hmm.
The heat because they did normally these concerts are during like spring and summer, and the heat starts to get up there. And it's just too hot. Like you're standing, your back starts to hurt. Like you can't sit down. There's nowhere to sit. Um, it's too much. Like I think the last one that I went to, the last festival was to go see Morrissey and Blondie,
Okay.
and there were the audience were definitely all like Gen X. Like we were, you could just see us like looking for shade, looking for like a bench to sit down, waiting for Morrissey to come on, and it was just kind of interesting to see like these old goth people with like white cake makeup on their face and like black hair and all black in the sun, like just burning up in Pasadena. It was hilarious.
Hmm. That was at the Coliseum, right?
That was in
The Rose Bowl. Rose
at
Bowl, sorry.
Pasadena, yeah, like
Yeah.
in their like the golf course or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't recall the last concert I went to. I mean, I think the last performance I went to was probably to see Hamilton
Right.
live, and I think you were speaking about Christina Aguilera in a intimate setting. I think that's what I would like more is just
Mhm.
getting the artist one on one, maybe with a piano and hearing their vocal shine through and getting to learn about them. Because I'm sure when they do that, they don't just go songs; they do like storytelling in between, and that's to me sounds a lot more fun and more worthy of my time and money than a big festival.
Yeah, I would agree. The other side though, the flip side of that is the thing that's really cool about festivals is you get to see a variety of different acts
True.
and and you get to see people like you get to see people that maybe you necessarily wouldn't buy a ticket to go see because you're like, okay, that's too expensive to go see,
Mm.
missing persons. But if they're in the lineup and you get to see them, then that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's bonus. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, it's like it's an added bonus. Like I said, I went to go see Blondie and Morrissey, but I saw Missing Persons, I saw Berlin, I saw Oh my God, who sings "Blistering by the Sun" in the Sun?
Violent Femmes.
Violet Femmes, Psychedelic Furs, like
Uh,
it's just a whole bunch of people that
yeah,
like
yeah,
I wouldn't necessarily go and buy tickets to go see, but like in a day full of like music, it's great to kind of see them.
yeah, and it's a lot of nostalgia there.
Yeah,
Absolutely, that's
yeah.
really cool. That's really fun. I've been watching a lot of baseball. Hence the hat, because as of right now, when we're recording this, the Padres have the best record in baseball, which is exciting to me. It's been
Nice.
since like 1998 that they've had this good of, is that how you say, good of a start to a season, I guess. So I'm super excited for that, and it's been very fun to watch so
I
far.
bet. Like I'm not a fan, but I can imagine how fun it is when you're supporting a team and seeing them be that
Yeah,
successful and
they're
that
actually
much of
doing
a
good.
how exciting it is. Even though like I don't get baseball, so
It's okay. It's all right. You don't have to. It's okay. You can still support the team or the city you live in, right?
right. Yeah. Yeah. We wear the jersey every once in a while at work,
There
and
you go.
it's hilarious because people will start talking to me about the Padres, and I'm just like, oh, I don't like
You're
sports.
like,
Like,
I don't know.
I'm just wearing a jersey. Sorry.
Just say Fernando Tatis and Manny Machado. Yay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thumbs up. Any movies that you've been watching recently?
I finally watched Transformers 1.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
It was really well done. I enjoyed the take on it, like the prequel, how they built up to building who Optimus Prime and Megatron were, and you see that moment where they switch from being, best of friends to now being mortal enemies, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And you could feel that tension there, and it was really cool. And I like that Keegan Michael Key did the voice of B or Bumblebee or whatever you want to call him there.
Yeah.
And when they first visited him, it made me laugh so much because he has like his fake robot statue friends, and he
Mhm.
calls one of them Atron,
Yeah.
which if you remember from Key and Peele skit when he's like the substitute teacher and he's saying all the names and he calls Aaron instead of Aaron. And I
Yeah.
thought that it was great that they brought that in, whether it was him doing it or the writers doing it. That made me laugh so much. I had to pause it just so I could stop laughing about it and hear the rest of the film.
Yeah.
But so I really appreciated that. I also watched Mufasa,
Oh, nice. How was
which is
that?
it was good. I mean, it was okay. I enjoyed the storytelling take of it, how they told the story Mufasa through um, another story, like a flashback, trying to keep the kids and Pumbaa and not be scared of the storm. But it was really well done. There was one funny line in there that made me laugh a lot, and for the life of me, I can't remember it right now. But it was the bird that said it, and he was talking about the other lions, and he said, "Oh, go ahead and run, kitty, kitty," and then he was like, "Meow, meow," and it was just it was silly, but it was funny, and I think that was probably the best part for me in that.
Yeah. I forgot, did I mention Snow White when I on the podcast? Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause people are still running their mouths about how about Snow White, and it's just like so ridiculous. And it's like it's a kids movie. Like
yeah,
let people
yeah.
enjoy it without bringing in all this other crap.
That's true. That's true. I think people forget that, right? That it's not, maybe it's not meant for you. It's meant for children, right?
Yeah, I saw that they released images of the Silver Surfer in the new Fantastic Four movie, and I was
Oh,
like,
that's right.
do I even want to read the comments? And I did, and I started seeing people like complaining that it's not the original Silver Surfer, and
Right. Isn't it a female Silver Surfer, right?
yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
just watch the movie, and if you like it, cool. If you don't, whatever.
Get over yourself. Yeah.
Like it's then don't watch it again. Like it's a movie. Like
Mhm.
I don't know. It's so funny that people get so upset about something so silly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's still, well, I mean, not just upset, but then they have to go on to an anonymous internet platform so they could say whatever they want because they'd be too ashamed to say their opinion in real life.
Yeah.
Right? So they can go feel like they have this anonymity where they could say whatever they want, and that's just annoying. We should be like, what's that? I think it was an episode of Black Mirror where like you have like a social rating score,
Yeah.
and like anytime you do something negative, it goes down, and we should have something like that
You
for
should,
our
you should have to
society.
like scan your driver's license in order to have like a Twitter account or Instagram account, and
Hmm.
like people know who you are. So
Exactly.
you have to stand by what you say.
Yep.
And if you want to say
Exactly.
something really shitty, you're going to have the consequences of saying
Mhm.
something really shitty. But, then people won't be able to hide behind, their keyboard and
Yep.
pretend to be someone else. So,
Yep.
uh,
Yep. It's the whole, oh, but it's freedom of speech. Yeah, it's freedom of speech, but not freedom from consequences.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ah, I was also watching Daredevil, Born
Oh,
Again. They
yeah.
released the finale, which I have to watch, but it heard it has a couple post credit scenes that lead directly into MCU films coming up.
Oh, really?
So I'm curious to see what those are. I didn't watch any spoilers or read it because I wanted to be surprised by it. Um, I continued watching The Studio, which is really good on Apple TV. I don't know if you got around to watching it or not.
I'm not.
It's really good. They did like each episode has like a different theme. So like one of the episodes was like the one timer where they were watching on set, watching the single take camera operation. This past one, it was like the missing reel, so it was like done like a detective noir story. So
Okay.
it was really fun. It's really fun. And then they I heard that they canceled one of my not favorite show, a show I like to watch, which is Mythic Quest on Apple
Yeah,
TV,
I heard that too.
which is annoying because I really like that show. I really because like it's video games type thing and behind the scenes of video games, but which is weird. I just got a notification today that they reshot or re-edited or something the ending to the season finale to make it more of a complete ending for the series.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. Most shows don't get that, so I was like, oh, that's kind of cool that they allowed them to wrap it up.
Yeah. But I mean, that's really cool for the fans because there's been other shows that I like that because they get canceled, it just ends and you're like, ugh, that's not a
Yeah.
real ending. That's just like it's being cut short. So that's really
Mhm.
cool that they were able to do that.
Yeah, so I'm thankful that Apple TV gave them that space to end their story.
Yeah,
So
cool. Any music that's coming out that you've been listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of my old time favorites, just
Yeah,
putting on what I like just to keep me sane.
yeah,
Um, but I really want to hear new music. So if you have any more other suggestions for any new music or anyone out there, new
yeah.
music, send them our way. I'm open to hear any genre. I really like listening to music. I just get lost in it, so it's really cool.
Garbage has a new album that's coming out. They
Oh,
have
really?
their new singles already out. Their new album will be out soon. So
Okay.
that I've listened to their new single. As far as like hip hop, Doechii, her album's really good. Anxiety is like one of the best singles off of the album. So that's something that I would recommend. Well, who else have I been listening to? Of course, Lady Gaga's album. I've been listening to. Last night I was listening to actually the set list for Coachella. So it was
Oh,
like
okay.
in order of how she
That's
performed, and I
cool.
was listening to that. So that was pretty cool. So that's another album that I would recommend listening to. But yeah, there's some good music out there. Just have to kind of go out and try to find it, I guess.
Yeah, I think we should create I think I did when we first started Pop Cult X, a Spotify playlist where we add in like our recommended albums.
Yeah.
So if you send me over what you want, I'll add it to that playlist. And everyone out there, be sure to look for the link and I'll put it in the show description
All right.
of our Spotify Pop Cult X playlist of all the or albums that we recommend or songs that we recommend.
All right.
You
Cool.
can agree with us and never disagree.
Yeah. So on the one of the other things that sort of has happened is one of my pictures that I submitted to the San Diego County Fair got accepted into
Oh, nice.
their contest. I made it past the first round.
Yeah.
I submitted 5 pictures and got one selected. So I will
Congrats. That's cool.
be on the walls of the San Diego County Fair, which is always interesting. It's a really this is the second year that I've done it. It's a really interesting mishmash of styles of photography. So you have like people that take pictures of like wildlife or like travel stuff, and then you have like really weird stuff, like people dressed like aliens and just really off the wall stuff. So it'll be fun. So that's coming up in I think June. So I'll
Cool.
be participating in that. Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you go there, take a picture in front of your picture.
Yeah, a picture in front of a picture in front of a picture.
Exactly. Well, congrats on that. That's awesome. I know anytime you have something selected to be a part of a show or a showing, it's always exciting. So, congrats
Yeah,
on
cool. Thank you.
that. What else do I have for this week, this episode? I've been doing a lot of coding, which is always fun for websites and stuff. So if anyone out there needs any more website design done, uh hit me up, I guess. I'm building that. I've also been doing a lot of revamping and writing for my three short films. So now I'm in the moment where I'm ready to share them out with potential producers,
Nice.
get it funded so I can actually maybe even film these. That'd be kind of exciting.
Yeah. So are you reserving some roles for yourself, or are you going to be behind the scenes this time?
I think mostly behind the scenes for the ones that I write. Except I might have like do a M Night Shyamalan where you have like a cameo role, a small role in them.
Yeah.
Just like I'll be like the small character in the background who says like three words.
My favorite cameo in a film is it's like a film within a film, but Pee Wee Herman when he is in the movie about Pee Wee Herman and he
Yeah.
plays like
Uh,
the
the
hotel
bellhop
and
or
yeah, it's like
yeah,
"Hey, Mr. Herman, Mr. Herman." Yeah, that's my favorite. It's so funny.
that is hilarious. That's a good topic for our next episode. Maybe we'll do that. All about cameos.
Cool.
And
Yeah.
we could, well, you already told us your favorite, but maybe we could talk about, ones that caught you by surprise.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I just saw a movie called I think it was called One of Them Those Days with Kiki Palmer. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
And it's basically two best friends that are having like a really shitty day.
Mm,
They lose their money for rent. They have to come up for money for rent, and it's just like kind of sort of like Friday in a sense, like that it takes place within like a day
single
of
day. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
life. And one of the cool cameos in that movie is oh my God, the comedian, the little short guy, Cat Williams. Um,
Okay.
he's in it, and he has a really funny role in it and cameo. And Issa Rae is a producer, I think, but they did a pretty good job. It's pretty funny. The SZA is in it. The singer
Okay. Mhm.
is in it as well. She plays the best friend, and she does a really good job being. I think this might have been her first role.
Nice.
It's pretty funny. It's all about friendship and the ups and downs of going through this particular day. And Kiki Palmer is really great.
Yeah,
She's done.
she's really good. Yeah. Right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. It's a fun movie. I don't know if I think it was made directly for Netflix or it got picked up for Netflix, so it wasn't like or no, it was released in theaters. Now that I remember because it had a good run in the theaters, but it's a fun film. It's not like deep,
Right,
it's
right. It's one of those ones you can watch
yeah, it's
popcorn
like
movie or something. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll watch that tonight.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, I think that's all I have for this week. Anything else you want to espouse before we wrap it up?
No, I mean, even though I have a lot of things to read, I'm always open to more suggestions. So, definitely, if anyone has any suggestions for new books, new comic books, I just went to the comic book store actually today and picked up Godzilla versus Hulk.
Oh, nice.
I'll be reading that. Or any new music, anything to throw our way that we can kind of listen to, read, do whatever. That would be great. So hit us up on our socials.
Absolutely. Hit us up. Send your recommendations. One thing I want to ask you just real quick before we go, it just popped into my head. Uh, Katy Perry in space, yes or no?
I don't know. Like, I didn't realize it was going to be such a big controversy. Like, I should have known that because everything is controversial and everyone has a problem with everything. But initially, I mean, I didn't, my knee jerk reaction was not to have a bad reaction to it.
Right.
It was just like, okay, cool. They're going into space.
Right.
Obviously, they get to do that because they're rich. Um, I didn't really necessarily know that it was. I mean, this is my ignorance, but like know that it was like damaging to the environment or that it had any political, ramifications about it. So I just thought they're sending these women up into space. I don't know. I thought it was fine.
But did
Uh,
they go? That's the question, right?
oh, I'm sure they went into space.
I thought there was, or maybe I'm thinking of a different thing, because there was also the Blue Origin, I think, that everyone was saying that it was faked.
I don't know what that is. What's that?
Hold on. I thought they were the same thing, but maybe they're two different items.
Yeah, I don't. People aren't really, as far as I know, they're not saying that it was fake, but a lot of people are just like over Katy Perry and her going into space.
Yeah, so the Blue Origin, it is the same one. Yeah. So that was her going to space. Six women, including Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos' fiance Lauren Sanchez. They say they traveled just to the edge of space, but I guess when they landed, they were like trying to make a what a they're filming it, for prosperity type things, but
Oh,
that they accidentally opened the door too soon, so they had to close it. So people are saying that it was fake because they opened it from the inside, or I don't know.
huh.
Interesting. Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, that's interesting. I
And
mean, if
report
it
back.
was fake, like, what is there to gain by it being fake?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, that's weird. I don't know. Like, I just have heard people just being kind of grumpy about these rich people like wasting money on going into space for like no
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah, instead of
And
using it for something else. Yeah.
yeah, and then it being like damaging to the environment and things like that. But I mean, rich people are going to do things with their money that we're not going to be happy with, like one way or the other. Like they're not going to turn around and like give it to the poor. So
Yeah.
I mean, we're always going to be unhappy with what rich people are doing.
Let them go to space is now the new let them eat cake.
I guess, like, I don't know, like like I said, my knee jerk reaction was like not negative. Like I didn't care one way or the other. It wasn't monumental or inspirational or I don't know. It just wasn't.
It
It
just
wasn't
was.
really on my radar.
Yeah.
It was just kind of whatever. So, um, yeah, I guess it's cool. I don't know.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I won't get into it any more. Then we'll just leave it at that. And everyone out there, you could drop your comments, weigh in on that topic if you want to, one way or the other. And I guess we'll see you all next time.
No. Take care.
Bye, everybody.